Believe it or not, Melania Trump is actually a powerhouse of a woman. She is a mother, a wife, a philanthropist, and a constant partner to her husband, former President Donald Trump. Whether you love her or hate her, Melania Trump has come a long way from her modest beginnings in the former Yugoslavia. She may have her detractors, but there is no doubt that Trump's journey from life in the former Soviet bloc to the First Lady of the United States is a head-turning transformation. Here is the stunning transformation of Melania Trump. Melania Trump was born a Knaus in Yugoslavia. Melania Trump's journey from her humble beginnings in Novo Mesto, Yugoslavia, to her life in the spotlight as First Lady of the United States is a remarkable one. Born Melania Knaus on April 26, 1970, in this industrial town, she experienced a childhood quite different from her later opulent lifestyle in a New York City penthouse and the White House. During her early years, Melania resided in a stark communist-era apartment block, where her view consisted of factory chimney stacks and the everyday life of a modest upbringing. Melania's parents played significant roles in shaping her life. Her father, Victor, worked as a salesman, while her mother, Amalia, was a children's clothing designer. Despite their modest means, Melania's parents instilled in her a strong work ethic and a drive to succeed. According to childhood friend Mirjana Jelancic, Melania always had big dreams and aspirations. She felt that Novo Mesto was too small for her ambitions, even as a child, and her favorite subject in school was geography, fueling her desire to explore the world beyond her hometown. Melania's dedication to her studies was evident from a young age, earning her a reputation as an exceptional student. Mirjana Jelancic, who later became the principal at the elementary school they both attended, described Melania as an angel during her school years. Melania Trump developed a passion for fashion at a young age. Even as a young child, Melania Trump already had a strong sense of her lifelong passions. In an interview with Parenting magazine, she fondly recalled her earliest inspirations, saying, "I always liked beauty and fashion. My mom was in the fashion business. I was 5 years old when I did my first catwalk." Melania's mother's influence played a significant role in shaping her interests. She went on to share, "My mom loved fashion. We loved to travel and go to Italy and Paris. I was always very tall and skinny. Sometimes I was teased, but I was never embarrassed. I always liked myself. I knew what I wanted to do, and I found my passion at such an early age. It helped with my confidence." Melania's upbringing was marked by fortunate circumstances, thanks to her hard-working parents. She enjoyed activities like after-school gymnastics and had the opportunity to travel to Italy and Austria for skiing during the winter months. Melania also displayed artistic talent, possibly inherited from her mother. A friend recalled, "Melania never wore anything from the store. She had a knack for sketching out original fashion ideas, with the sewing part handled by her mother and sister." Melania Trump was discovered at 16 years old. Melania Trump's journey in the world of modeling reads like a classic fairy tale. It all began when she was just 16 years old in 1987, attending the Secondary School of Design and Photography in Ljubljana, the capital of what is now Slovenia. It was during this time that she was discovered by photographer Stane Jerko. Interestingly, Melania's focus at that point in her life was primarily on her education, and she was no pushover when it came to pursuing a modeling career. According to Jerko, the school held the utmost importance for her. However, Melania's passion for modeling eventually prevailed. After her encounter with Jerko, he began mentoring her, teaching her the art of posing. A mere few weeks after their first meeting, he photographed Melania, even though she didn't have the right shoes for the shoot. Jerko humorously recalled, "I didn't have shoes for her because she had very big feet. The other models had smaller feet. Nevertheless, he had no doubts, saying, 'When you live on big feet, you live big.'" With newfound confidence, Melania Trump signed with a modeling agency in Milan at the age of 18. Which required her to leave behind her aspirations of studying architecture. Notably, she achieved second place in Jana magazine's Slovenian Face of the Year contest in 1992. While she found success in the fashion capitals of Paris and Milan, Melania's sights were set on the ultimate fashion mecca, New York City. Melania Trump made it to NYC, but things weren't what she expected. In 1996, Melania Trump finally made her way to the bustling streets of New York City, thanks to her agent Paolo Zampoli. At the time, Melania was 26 years old, and her dreams of conquering the American modeling scene were at their peak. However, the reality of the industry began to set in, and her journey in the Big Apple wasn't as smooth as expected. Melania's American modeling contract was fading away, and with it, her visa. As her former roommate, Matthew Atanian, recalled, the late 20s can be a particularly frustrating age for models. Melania wasn't landing modeling gigs every day. Instead, she was tirelessly attending castings without the desired success. Atanian shared that Melania often expressed her frustration, comparing her experiences in the United States to her earlier successes in Europe. Melania Trump did what she had to do to land modeling gigs. In her pursuit of modeling gigs, she even attended casting calls for alcohol and tobacco advertisements, which her underage competitors couldn't participate in. Melania's unique advantage allowed her to land a notable Camel cigarette ad, with her image gracing a billboard in the iconic Times Square. Despite being a self-described homebody, Melania was dedicated to maintaining her physique. She adopted a fitness routine that involved walking with ankle weights and adhered to a diet that included consuming 7 pieces of fruit a day. However, her former roommate, Matthew Atanian, hinted that Melania may have resorted to additional measures to enhance her appearance for lingerie modeling jobs. One significant moment in Melania's modeling career was her provocative British GQ photo shoot in 2000, where she appeared in the nude. In a 2015 interview with Barbara Walters, Melania gracefully acknowledged her past career, recognizing that people would always judge. She emphasized that she was a very successful model and compared her work to what one might see in publications like Sports Illustrated. Melania Trump refused to give Donald Trump her number when they first met. Melania Trump's first encounter with her future husband, Donald Trump, was not a whirlwind romance. In 1998, during New York Fashion Week, Melania, then 28 years old, attended a party at the Kit Kat Club in New York City, hosted by Paolo Zampoli, her agent. Little did she know that this event would mark the beginning of a significant chapter in her life. When Melania met Donald Trump at the party, she was not starstruck. In fact, she admitted to not knowing much about him at the time. Despite Donald Trump being a 52-year-old billionaire who had already been separated from his second wife, actress Marla Maples, Melania was cautious. Instead of giving him her number, she decided to take his digits. Melania's reasoning, as she explained to GQ, was to understand his intentions. She believed that the number a man provided could reveal a lot about his intentions. In Donald Trump's case, he gave her all of his numbers, which piqued her curiosity. Melania's friend Matthew Atanian revealed that she initially had some trust issues with Donald Trump. To maintain her independence and have her own space, Melania kept her apartment. However, as time passed, the two rekindled their connection, leading to a romance. A hometown friend speculated that Melania may have been drawn to Donald Trump's power and protective qualities, seeing him as a strong figure in her life. Guess how much Donald Trump spent on Melania Trump's engagement ring and their wedding reception? Donald Trump, known for his business acumen, displayed his knack for a good deal when he purchased Melania's 12-carat, emerald-cut Lawrence Graff diamond ring for $1.5 million, a whopping 50% off its original price. Not one to settle for small gestures, he later upgraded her engagement ring to a dazzling 25-carat diamond on their 10th anniversary. Melania's wedding gown was a showstopper in every sense. The train measured an astonishing 13 feet, while the veil stretched to an impressive 16 feet. The sheer opulence of the nearly 300 feet of Rukhed satin made it a sight to behold, earning it the coveted cover spot on Vogue. Her sister Inez played a significant role in the wedding as the maid of honor, stunning in a Vera Wang creation. For the wedding event itself, renowned New York event designer Preston Bailey was entrusted with creating an atmosphere that matched the couple's vision. Melania expressed her desire for something very elegant but not over the top, resulting in a classic creamy white color palette that exuded sophistication. The reception that followed was nothing short of extravagant, with a price tag of $35 million. This lavish celebration was a far cry from Melania's humble beginnings, where she was accustomed to wearing handmade clothes. This is Melania Trump's philosophy on staying happy in her marriage. Melania Trump expressed her confidence in her unique and fulfilling life to Parenting magazine, emphasizing that her definition of normalcy might differ from others. She spoke proudly about her strong and independent relationship with her husband, stating that they both understand their roles and are content with them. In Melania's view, spending every minute of the day with one's spouse is not a necessity. She believed that both partners should pursue their individual passions while coming together in the mornings and evenings to share and cherish life's experiences. Melania subscribed to the notion of working hard and playing harder, which she and her husband embodied in their own lives. Even before becoming the First Lady, Melania had a thriving personal life. She remained actively involved in endeavors such as creating a skincare line, curating jewelry collections, and occasionally guest hosting on The View. Melania Trump chooses privacy and parenthood over politics. Melania Trump maintained a relatively low profile throughout her husband's presidential campaign. She made occasional appearances on social media and gave carefully crafted interviews from her penthouse. In one such interview with 2020 in 2015, Melania explained her choice to stay off the campaign trail, citing her commitment to raising their 9-year-old son, Barron. Even after Donald Trump's election as the 45th president, Melania continued to maintain a more private life. To ensure that Barron could complete the 2017 school year without interruption, she delayed moving into the White House until June of that year. In 2019, Melania Trump continued her efforts to shield both Barron and herself from the intense media spotlight. Catherine Jellison, a history professor at Ohio University specializing in First Ladies, pointed out that typically the President and the First Lady are the most prominent figures in their family. However, Melania Trump's approach makes her one of the most reclusive First Ladies in the history of the United States. Melania Trump admits that she doesn't always see eye to eye with her husband. Melania Trump remains steadfastly supportive of her husband, even though their perspectives on their marriage differ. In an interview with Walters, when asked if she considered their marriage to be one of equals, Melania responded affirmatively. However, Mr. Trump held a different view, stating that he believed she was far more significant than just half of their partnership. In her explanation to Harper's Bazaar, Melania revealed that her choice to stay out of the public eye was deliberate. She clarified that she refrained from engaging in public politics because it was her husband's role, emphasizing that she was politically active in her private life. She values her independence and the fact that she has her own thoughts. While she provides her opinions to her husband, they don't always see eye to eye. Melania acknowledged that they have disagreements at times. Melania Trump is America's second-ever foreign-born First Lady. Melania Trump assumed her role as the First Lady of the United States in January 2017 when she was 46 years old. She holds the distinction of being America's second foreign-born First Lady, following Louisa Adams, who was born in London. Melania has faced significant challenges, particularly in responding to critics, ever since her husband's presidential campaign. One of the major issues she has had to address is her husband's immigration platform, which has drawn attention due to her own immigrant background. Amid allegations of working in the U.S. illegally on a visitor's visa, Melania defended herself in an interview, asserting that she had always followed the rules. While Melania may prefer her husband to take the lead in politics, critics and advocates are eager to see what contributions America's First Lady will make to the White House. Although she possesses fluency in multiple languages and is already involved in various charitable activities, particularly those related to children and various diseases, she faces the challenge of becoming a genuine ambassador for these causes. Melania Trump is committed to building a better world. In May 2019, the First Lady marked the one-year anniversary of her Be Best initiative. The primary mission of this program, as outlined on whitehouse.gov, is to address significant issues affecting children today, with a focus on inspiring them to excel in their unique paths while emphasizing the importance of their social, emotional, and physical well-being. Since its launch, the initiative has primarily concentrated on promoting well-being, online safety, and combating opioid abuse. In 2018, Melania Trump undertook her inaugural solo trip to promote the Be Best campaign. During this journey, she engaged with children and their families in countries including Ghana, Malawi, Kenya, and Egypt. Melania has also been active in raising awareness about the opioid epidemic and has made visits to children's hospitals as well as the Microsoft headquarters to gain insights into online safety measures for children. Undoubtedly, Melania Trump's Be Best campaign has faced its share of criticism. Responding to such critiques at a conference in Washington, D.C. in November 2018, she expressed her unwavering commitment to addressing these issues for the betterment of the world's children. Is Melania Trump channeling her inner Michelle Obama? Melania Trump's fashion choices have been met with both criticism and praise, with a noticeable shift towards the latter in June 2019. During her visit to the United Kingdom alongside her husband, she donned outfits that subtly paid tribute to iconic figures like Princess Diana and the Duchess of Sussex. This strategic approach to diplomacy through clothing didn't go unnoticed, as highlighted by Kate Betts, author of Everyday Icon, Michelle Obama, and the Power of Style. According to Betts, the optimal choice in terms of diplomatic attire would involve showcasing the work of either an English or a young American designer, effectively representing the country with dignity and pride while extending a gracious gesture to the British fashion industry. Melania Trump's wardrobe during the trip predominantly adhered to this approach. In fact, InStyle magazine even noted that during this international excursion, Melania Trump seemed to adopt a fashion style reminiscent of former First Lady Michelle Obama's approach. Melania left her mark on the White House. Much like her predecessors, Melania Trump left her personal mark on the White House during her time as First Lady. Although her projects were not as widely publicized as some from the past, she undertook various improvements. According to Stuart McLaurin, the president of the White House Historical Association, Melania Trump focused primarily on historic preservation and the maintenance of the beauty and historical elements within the White House. He mentioned her inclination to learn about the traditions and customary practices of her predecessors before adding her own personal touch to them. However, not all of Melania Trump's changes were met with unanimous approval. Her alterations to the iconic Rose Garden, particularly the removal of the old crab apple trees that were part of the garden's original design, dating back to John F. Kennedy's presidency in 1962, stirred controversy. Some argued that this change was long overdue. Melania Trump, much like her husband, did not shy away from making bold decisions to bring her vision to life. In addition to the Rose Garden renovation, Melania Trump also made interior adjustments within the White House. She undertook restoration efforts on antique furniture and revitalized the Red Room, giving it a fresh coat of paint and refurbishing its furnishings. Melania tried to convince Donald Trump to concede to Joe Biden. The 2020 presidential election will be remembered as a pivotal moment in history. Donald Trump's refusal to concede to Joe Biden, persistently claiming that the election had been stolen from him, ignited widespread division and unrest. This turbulent atmosphere eventually culminated in the January 6 insurrection. Shortly after the election, CNN reported that Donald Trump was receiving advice from various sources, and not everyone in his close circle shared the same perspective on how to proceed. Melania Trump, the former First Lady, was among those who attempted to persuade the former president to acknowledge the election's outcome and minimize his losses. She emphasized the importance of accepting the election results. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Trump's adult sons, Eric and Donald Jr., were advocating for him to persist in challenging the election's results. Ultimately, it appeared that Melania Trump's counsel went unheeded, and the discord continued to intensify until it reached a tipping point on January 6th the following year. Melania appeared to enjoy getting back to normal life after the White House. While Melania Trump once expressed her gratitude for serving as the First Lady of the United States, her attachment to the White House seemed less profound compared to her husband, Donald Trump. Reports suggested that she was adjusting quite well to her post-White House life, which may not have been the case for the former president. Melania Trump did not plan to engage in the traditional activities expected from former First Ladies. She did not embark on writing a memoir, nor did she make any public appearances or deliver speeches after leaving Washington. Sources mentioned that she maintained a low profile at Mar-a-Lago, rarely interacting with her husband's staff. It seemed that Melania relished returning to a more regular routine, and when she did appear, she conveyed a sense of happiness and relaxation. During this period, the former First Lady reportedly treated herself to spa outings and dedicated her afternoons to spending quality time with her son, Barron Trump. Although she set up her own office, sources suggested that she had no immediate plans for major endeavors and was content with the simple pleasures of being back home. Melania is trying to protect her son from all the criticism surrounding the Trump family. While Donald Trump's legal challenges undoubtedly weigh on Melania Trump, her primary concern revolves around her son, Barron Trump, and the potential impact of the ongoing turmoil on him. Sources with insight into the former First Lady's life shared that Melania is an exceptional mother who prioritizes her son's well-being. Rather than allocating her time to socializing or forming new friendships, her focus remains on being a dedicated presence for Barron, offering support whenever he requires it. Above all, Melania strives to shield Barron from the intense public scrutiny that his father is facing. She has consistently placed him first. She is a devoted mother. Another informant residing in Palm Beach revealed that Melania Trump's family has united to provide support during this challenging period, serving as her closest confidants and friends. Interestingly, Trump's parents reside at Mar-a-Lago, ensuring they are available to offer support to both her and Barron. She has always maintained a close-knit family circle. She is a caring mother to Barron and fiercely protective of him. This has always been the case, the source explained. It appears that Melania is steadfastly dedicated to preserving as much normalcy as possible in her and her son's daily lives. A knowledgeable social source informed people that despite Donald Trump's legal predicaments, Melania remains content living at Mar-a-Lago with her son. Melania is ready to serve as First Lady again in 2024. In 2021, sources close to Melania Trump informed CNN that she had no interest in returning to the White House and had no plans to support any of Donald Trump's future political endeavors. One insider shared that the role of First Lady was not something she aspired to again, characterizing it as a closed chapter in her life. Another source mentioned that if her husband decided to run for the presidency once more, Melania would not engage in campaigning activities even if he officially announced his candidacy. Fast forward to 2023, and Melania Trump surprised many by granting an exclusive interview to Fox News, a rare occurrence in itself. During the interview, she expressed excitement about her husband's bid for re-election. Melania outlined her intentions to expand her Be Best initiative should she have the opportunity to return to the White House for another term. She also offered her full support to her husband, emphasizing his past successes and her belief in his ability to lead the nation toward prosperity and greatness once again. Melania conveyed her optimism about restoring hope for the future and leading the country with love and strength. It seems her time away from the White House rekindled her enthusiasm for the political arena. From her early days as a model to her tenure as the First Lady of the United States, she has navigated challenges and controversies with grace and poise. Her story continues to captivate us as she embarks on new chapters in her life. What are your thoughts on Melania Trump's transformation? Have you been following her post-White House endeavors? Share your opinions and stay tuned for more captivating content. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.